I think for me in my business, I would love to connect with more people. It would help my business drastically if I connected more with people. But I allow this idea of I'm busy, or not so much I'm
Mhm.
busy, but just either A, not scheduled. Let me put it this way, not systematic.
Mm.
I don't have a plan of how it's going to happen. Because even times with consistency, it's like, okay, I'm going to write cards and I'm going to make phone calls, but it's not consistent. It's not systematic. Uh, so, how do you create a system that allows you to reach out and connect with people on a consistent basis for relationship sake, for building your business sake, but it not come off as robotic or inauthentic, like you're just making cold calls every single day?
Yeah, that's a really good question. When you were saying that, it brought up TD Jakes once said, or not once said, he says, um, when he's asked, because he just does a million things, right? He's involved in a ton of different things. And he was asked, well, how do you even do this? Like, how do you even make it work? Like, you know, just logistically, how do you have this much time of the day? And he said, I'm going to butcher this, but it was something about like, I make sure I never outgrow my systems. And so
Wait, say that again.
I make sure I never outgrow my systems.
Mm.
And I think it's like you were talking to a non-systems gal. Like I don't, that's not my thrive space. Like I do not zone in that zone. However, they are so important. And we are gonna, most business professionals will make time for what is on their calendar. If it's not on their calendar, there is absolutely, it just doesn't get done for many of us. And so some of the best, my best mentors and people that like I really value their work ethic, and I think, oh my gosh, they must have 30 hours in a day compared to my 24. How do they do all of this? And they follow that. They plan the things in their calendar. They are intentional with it. They don't make excuses for it. They do what they had planned to do, and they don't put it off. There's a certain level of procrastinating on purpose that can be beneficial for things that aren't really necessary and tend to create that busyness that we all fall subject to. But like you were talking my language and you said you have cards. I am a huge believer in handwritten notes. I have a reminder that goes off once a week in my calendar that I have to write 3 notes. Some weeks it's easy. I can think exactly who I'm going to thank for their time or whatever. But sometimes I'm like, who am I? Who am I writing a note to? And sometimes it's just a note of like, hey, I've been thinking about you. Hope all is well. Let me know if there is anything I can do for you. And there's something about getting a piece of paper in the mail that has your name on it and it's handwritten. You can tell it's not from the local whatever store. And it's just, it's different and it creates another connection point and a different piece of value for people.